Hey everybody, it's Monday. It's time for a new episode of LonsTV. I missed Friday's show, so I did a makeup one on Saturday with my new MacBook Pro that I just got last week from the Apple Store. I was all excited. It is a great computer. I love it. The screen it's a 15-inch, and the screen is beautiful and big, and it's lightning fast. It's really zippy, especially compared to my 2007 iMac, which is sort of wearing itself out presently. Two issues with the new computer. Otherwise, it's a great machine. Two issues with it. One, I tried to record a LonsTV. I did record a LonsTV on it on Saturday when I was away. I was staying in a hotel, and it got screwed up. The colors got all funky at some points. It would get like psychedelic for a second, and the audio went out of sync. About halfway through, my lips stopped matching what I'm saying. And I mean, I get that it might be my fault. Like, I was moving around a lot. You know, I like to gesticulate a lot during my videos. It's possible that I like waved my hand in front of the camera, which I know even on this one, that kind of screws up the iSight camera. And also, you know, I mean, like the lighting might have been off. I might have been aiming it too high. Like, I'm not used to making videos on a laptop. But at the same time, like, the whole point of the Apple, like, philosophy is you could take it right out of the box, open it up, and start making videos and sharing them with the web. Like, that's the whole point. It really should work the first time. It was a bummer that it didn't. The other issue I'm having, which is an even bigger issue, I think, is that I need a FireWire cable to hook up the new MacBook to my iMac so that I can port over all my files and settings. And this is a big deal for things like iTunes songs, porn, Firefox bookmarks, porn, you know, all the most essential things. So the back of my iMac has a perfectly normal FireWire cable port, and I have plenty of FireWire cable, so I hooked one up, and then I go to put it in the MacBook, and the MacBook has like this strange alien, like unlike any wire cable port I've ever seen. It actually had to like look at the little diagram where they have the symbol and like study it for a second to be like, is this even a FireWire cable? It needs like so it needs this special cable where one end fits into a normal FireWire cable and the other end is like shaped like the Venus de Milo or something. Like, it's all intricate and tiny. So I looked on Amazon and I was pretty sure I found the right kind of cable, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't want to order one. It's only like $7, but I didn't want to order one and then get it and then it doesn't fit again, and it's like, because I have to wait another week and I have to like buy another cable, and it's a whole thing. So I just coincidentally happened to be at the Apple Store at South Coast Plaza the other day when I was in Orange County. So I thought, perfect. So I walk in and I find where the FireWire cables are, and I pull in an Apple guy. They're like, I hate going in the Apple Store now because they're all just wandering around. You can't tell who's helping someone, and there's no like place to cash out. It's all just like happy people in blue shirts walking around like looking at you. So it's really miserable to go in there, but I force myself in and I find the FireWire cables and I pull one of the blue shirt people over. And I'm asking them which one I need for the MacBook Pro, and he actually knows like right away what I'm looking for, because obviously this is a question they get in the Apple Store all the time. And I'm gonna buy it, and then I look at I'm just gonna buy it right there because I hadn't ordered the other one yet. And I look at the price, $30, $30 for a FireWire cable, and I just paid thousands of dollars for this new laptop. They know I'm gonna need it if I'm a faithful Apple customer who has other Apples, which I do. They know I'm gonna need it. They don't just put it in the box for you. They figure, well, this person's clearly, a big enough Mac head that they've got special FireWire cables for just this scenario already in their desk drawer. So no, they don't throw it in the box. They make you go buy it separately. Fine, I'm not even gonna complain about that. But then $30, and it costs $7 on Amazon to get an off-brand, like, you know, the like Russian off-brand version, but I'm sure it still works. It's a cable. So it's like, I hate this about Apple. Like, I love the computers, and I even like the design and the sort of corporate philosophy and everything, like, all of it. But I like hate how they make these awesome products and then they undermine themselves by like just cheapskating you in small, nitpicky, obnoxious ways. Like little things to max out their profit margin just a little bit more, but they make you feel like you've been screwed over. So anyway, that was just really on my nerves the other day. $30. So now I have to order it off of Amazon and wait 3 days instead of just buying it right there off the shelf. Anyway, now I got my dander up. Not the main topic, but speaking of getting angry, I wanted to talk about Kitchen Nightmares, the U.S. version with Gordon Ramsay, that just started its, I guess, 4th season, maybe? I think it's the 4th season. So anyway, it's the show, for those unfamiliar, esteemed chef Gordon Ramsay, who's now better known for his reality TV. He finds terrible restaurants, yells at the owners, and then after he's done yelling, he tells them how to make their restaurants better, and you follow their progress as they, like, try to save the restaurant or what have you. So it's based on a British show. The UK version is much, much better, and I will enumerate the reasons why. Like, I still like Ramsay and the setup enough to watch the US version. I still enjoy it, but it's a shell of the UK show. The US version is very touchy-feely. It's all about the emotional relationships between the people who own and operate the restaurant. You know, and they usually even go one step further and find, like, restaurants that are owned by couples or families or, you know, just so as an excuse to, like, so there's more at stake emotionally, and that just means that it's usually not the most interesting story or the restaurant that could actually most benefit from his help, but they're casting it like it's, you know, intervention for pussies. Like, they're not addicted to anything, but it's still like he needs to hold their hand and tell them it's going to be okay and give them some Dr. Phil tough love. And it's like the UK version, legitimately, you got the sense that they just looked for, like, the most effed up restaurants they could possibly find and, like, the craziest owners, and then they just throw Ramsay in there. And it's a lot more, like, fiery and dramatic, and it's different every time because they just find these, like, nut jobs who are running restaurants who would be great on camera. And the US version, it's never that. It's always like, oh, it's a dad and his 2 daughters, and they can't see eye to eye about how to run the restaurant, and Ramsay gets to come in and, yeah, like, you know, Dr. Fill It Up, or Oprah even. It's more like that than anything else. Certainly more like that than his British show. I also like the UK version a lot better because it's just more blunt and realistic and matter of fact and mean. And mean is always better in reality TV. You think they would have learned that by now. Like, people being mean to each other, a lot more interesting to watch than people being nice to each other. And the UK version was like, Ramsay would even tell them what they need to do, and if they couldn't afford to do it, they were screwed. There was one episode I remember where he's like, you need a new oven, this is disgusting. And then they go look to see how much it would be to get a new oven. It's they can't afford it at all. And he's just standing there like, well, if you can't get a new oven, frankly, I don't know what you're going to do. You're in a tight spot. And it's like, that is compelling. So they end up, like, I think they took a second mortgage to get an oven. It's amazing. And in the US show, he just buys people whatever they want. Like, they go away and they're all sad because their restaurant sucks. And then he's like, and while they were gone overnight, we bought them everything they need. And then they come back and you get this moment of like, oh, it looks beautiful. And that's it. And it doesn't make any sense to me because obviously it's going to be less interesting and dramatic. Just giving people what they need in order to succeed is not as compelling to watch as making people really struggle and fight for what they need. I don't understand that at all. They think Americans are so, you know, they crave a happy story so much that you can't show them anybody, like, dishing it out real tough love or whatever. It's just lame. It would seem obvious. And final thing I want to say is, in the UK version, I like that they pick a variety of restaurants that have all sorts of problems, like they're in bad locations, or they're dirty, or they have, like, too overly complex menus, or their food is bad, or they have a bad reputation in the neighborhood, or they're old-fashioned and the decor is, like, sad. And it was always different. You never knew what he was going to pinpoint as the real problem of this restaurant. And in the US version, it's always just gross food because they like those scenes of like, oh, this lobster's disgusting, you know. That's what sort of Ramsay's famous for, and they want that in every episode. So it's always restaurants that they're fine except the food is like god awful, and then he tells them how to make better food. So it's just less diversity, it's less interesting. So anyway, that's my rant about the Apple Firewire MacBook philosophy and the US version of Kitchen Nightmares. It's been a very, like, grouchy episode, so I apologize for that, but I thank you for tuning in anyway, and I will be back here tomorrow with another episode of LonsTV.